Hello everyone, I'm here today to do a video about something that I have been thinking about a lot lately. So I have noticed that, at least in my corner of booktube, a lot of more people are more interested in translated fiction and fiction from around the world. And I have been doing this for years, that I try to read books from at least one country that I am not familiar with every month. And I know that some people do challenges in which they read around the world in a year. I think that will be too much for me. I don't think I could process that much information about that many countries in such a short time. Also, there is the Invisible Cities project, in which I participated last year, and I loved the project. I love that they are still going, but for me personally, it doesn't work anymore because I have a baby, and they are reading 2 new countries a month, and they also try to do food and movies and things like that, and I just don't have the time right now to do that on top of everything else that I'm doing. I decided not to participate in the project this year, but I am still following from a distance, and sometimes when a country pops up that I have not read anything from, I will pick up a book from that country, because I am still trying to read from countries I've never read before. But what I have done recently, I have joined a challenge in Storygraph called Read Around the World, and I have not only added a book for each country I've read, but I actually have gone through all of the books I've read I have recorded, and I have added them to their respective country, except from the US and the UK, because those were a little bit too many to add all of them. But every other book from every other country I have added to the challenge, and that's because, one, I want to keep track of how much I've read from a certain country, but also Storygraph creates a database of books that complete a certain prompt in the challenge, and I thought that it would be interesting for other people to have those books in the database, so that's why I added them. And again, it is a little bit difficult to decide which book counts. Is it just a book that was written from an author from that country? Does the book have to also be in that country, or is just a book that was set in that country from an author from somewhere else? Does diaspora count? There are all of these questions that you find. For me, I honestly just do it a little bit as I go. I try to find books from authors from those countries that were written about those countries, but sometimes those are not translated. There are no book I have access to that I could add for those challenges, and in that case I might accept book from the diaspora, or I might accept books that are from authors that have moved to those countries for a long time and have written about those countries but are not originally from there. For example, I think next month Invisible Cities is doing Qatar, and it is really difficult to find Qatari literature translated to English. So I think I'm going to do a non-fiction about Qatar that is written from someone that is not from there, and I will count it as Qatar. But yeah, it's a little bit as I go. Depends on what I can find and what's available in languages I can read, and all of that. The idea of this video is to let you know that I'm doing this, reading the challenge of reading books around the world, and according to the Storygraph challenge, I am 49% through. I think I've read 98 countries out of the 198 that the challenge lists, and annoyingly Panama is not listed for some reason. The creator must have forgotten, and I have read from Panama for Invisible Cities last year, but I know that, so I think that's okay. That's one country that is missing, and it also has some bonus prompts that is also fun, like Antarctica is a bonus prompt, for example. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing this challenge, and I thought it might be interesting for some of you if I go through the books that I have in each prompt. And as I said, I don't think it will be possible for me to do that in one video, because I have added pretty much everything I've ever read to the challenge, so that's a lot of books to go through. And of course there are some countries that I've read more than others, so obviously Spain is one that I have read a lot from, and the US and the UK I've read a lot from, and I don't think anyone wants to see that anyway. But yeah, from all the countries that are not those, I was wondering if you would like me to go through them and talk a little bit about the books that I have read, and some of them, also the ones that I have not read from. I have tried to find books that I want to read from those countries and added to the challenge. I don't have for every country. For example, I don't have a book for Andorra. So if you know any book for Andorra, let me know, that I might be interested in. And this is the point also I want your feedback on, because I am not very sure how to do this. I don't know if I should, for example, go through the alphabet and talk about all the countries that start with A and then with B and so forth, or maybe 5 countries at a time, or geographically, like books from South America, or like a portion of the south of South America and the north of South America, or something like that. Let me know what you would like me to do, if you want me to go through the books in the challenge at all, and then I can talk about the books I've read and which ones I recommend and which ones I don't. And maybe there are some countries I've read but I want to read more from, and then I can do some research in what else I can read, or I can get your recommendations on that as well. And also for the countries that I have not read, as I said, I'm still trying to read at least from one country a month that I have not read from. And I was wondering if you would also want me to do something about that, if I can do like a monthly review of the book that I have read for a certain country. Or I don't think I would do vlogs. I think I've tried that before and it doesn't really work for me very well. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would like me to do about it. If you have any other ideas of things that you would like me to do with a challenge like that, and maybe you are not interested, and then that's also fine. Comment down below and tell me why you're not interested. But yeah, I thought that the trend that I have been seeing in BookTube is for people to be more interested in books around the world, and I thought that if anyone needs recommendations for a certain country, or are doubtful about how to approach a certain country, I don't have all the answers. I obviously don't know everything about all the countries in the world, but yeah, I have been trying to do this for a while, so I thought that maybe you would be interested on my journey, and it can help you with your journey too. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and until next video, bye!